first thing we come to, as you can see on the top here, obviously before you would have had an Akrol for your caravan. Obviously this has got an onboard freshwater tank which actually sits under the seat just inside there. Obviously the advantage of having it inside the van, obviously in the colder weather, is it's not going to freeze. So obviously you've seen on the campsite, caravan club or whatever, you have to use a motorhome service point normally. So you have to drive up, top that up from there, and you've got your waste tank, which is just down there. So you obviously drive over it if you've seen that on site. Yeah. So what it has also come with is, they come retrofitted with these now, which is a 12 volt point. So what you could do, if you didn't really want to come off the pitch, you could actually get an Akrol, sit it there, or any water container. You need to purchase the pump, and you can just actually just top it up from that if you really wanted to, so you didn't really need to go off. But obviously you still got your waste tank, so you could leave it on the pitch, as I say, if you wanted to, but you probably want to take it off the pitch to go into visit places anyway. Okay. Freshwater drain, as this label says, is there. To empty that, there's a switch on next to the control panel, which I'll show you in a second. So it's actually electronically operated valve. So that will drain that down. It's probably it's definitely worth doing that for winter. So the same as your caravan, make sure you drain it down for winter. Also, when you're travelling, you may want to drain that down as well, because obviously payload is obviously depending on how much stuff you want to take with you. If you've got a full tank of water, which is around about 90 kilos or something like that, obviously when it's full, obviously you've got driving that full, you obviously reduces your payload.
But some people do it, don't they? They fill it.
Oh yeah, you could probably travel with some in there, because if you pull in at the side of the road at some stage on your journey, you might want a bit of water there. But having it full, I wouldn't have it full.
I know it's because I asked a bloke up in when we were at Blair Drummond, but he hired it. I didn't know he hired one. And he filled it up, and he was going up to Inverness, and I thought, well,
you've got a lot of weight. Plus weight. Then you've got to think about fuel economy as well. You've got extra weight on there that you don't really need, that you can top up when you get to site, your next site or whatever.
I think maybe if you were going a long journey and you was going to say, well, I've not got a site to go to, but I'm going to go so far and
stop off,
drop off,
even at services or something.
You just need that bit of water, just washing hands or whatever. Definitely. Right, fridge. So the fridge vents. What you've actually got inside in the wardrobe are fridge vent covers. If you're aware of them, you may have had them in your caravan or not. Fridge works better when it's hot, as in the fridge is hot, not necessarily the weather's hot, but the fridge is hot. So in the colder months, you might want to apply the fridge vents, because obviously the cold air will obviously make it struggle to cool down. So then vents are there, or the vent covers are there for that reason. Okay. Going along next thing, obviously waste drain. Obviously, so that's a grey one. So that's your sinks. Same as what you would add in your waste master alongside your van. Okay, but obviously that's in a tank underneath that one. Toilet. So the toilet cassette, that might look pretty similar to your last one.
Just exactly.
So the wheelie one. If you see there, we've got no flush tank, which you would have had on your caravan. This actually flushes off the water off the your main tank. Okay, so you need water in that to be able to flush it. Obviously, don't put any pink in that. Because obviously you won't be putting pink unless it's strawberry flavoured in it.
So you just leave it with fresh water?
So it just flushes with fresh water.
But you can clean it, you could clean it.
You can get these spray, like the pink stuff on in a spray if you wanted to. But obviously you still need your blue chemical in the waste cassette. Okay. Right, coming around here, if you notice on the back, it's got a couple of points here. This is for attaching the bike rack if you decide you wanted a bike rack on the back. So all the Swift products now come with that, ready to receive a bike rack if you decide to do that.
So you have to have a Swift bike?
No, it's a fuel one. Yeah. Okay. Right, coming down this side, you've also got access under this bed. So you can see you've got the step and cable sitting there. Also got your winder handle. As you can also see, there's your boiler sitting there. I'll show you a bit more.
It's very similar to the caravan.
It is, if you imagine this really is just a caravan on the chassis. The only difference is you have like your onboard tanks and things like that. But it is pretty similar to a caravan, to be honest. Construction wise, they are pretty similar as well. Vent for your boiler. I'm just trying to think now. I would assume in being a unicorn you would have had the Aldi system. This is the combi boiler system. Even though it looks similar, obviously it's got Truma written on it instead of Aldi, but that's the same type of vent for your boiler. But I'll run through your boiler in a second. Right, gas locker. On your unicorn you may have had it down the side. Or you might have had it in the front, I'm not sure. But
it was at the other side in the
yeah.
caravan, wasn't it?
So it's similar, but what you've got with this is a couple of safety devices. One here.
Yeah.
So this is your pigtail. So when you switch it on, so you turn your gas on, this is obviously a propane fitting.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you use propane.
Yeah.
The red bottle, yeah.
Oh no, we didn't use the red bottle in the
You didn't?
caravan.
What
We
did
used
you use blue?
Blue.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is red.
This is the fitting red for red, yeah.
Yeah.
Red, obviously the propane gas is better for all year round. You can use that all year round. If
Yeah.
you're using butane, it's really just a summer gas.
Yeah.
Because what will happen is in the colder weather, the butane won't gas off and you won't be able to operate on gas.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is better for propane.
Yeah.
If you do decide to use butane, you'd have to get a different pigtail.
Yeah, well, what it was when we bought the caravan, they get us the two. They get us
Right. Oh
the
yeah.
red
yeah,
one and the blue one.
Right.
We never thing with it in the winter time, so it was.
Yeah.
In fact, when we only used it 4 times in 5 years.
4 times in 5 years.
Because
oh, gross.
I always had one, but I kept it, and when I was, because I work away a lot, so I used it, and I just.
Yeah.
I was based in Scotland, but I was only in one site, and then in the winter time I used to bring it back home and just use the hotels for my work.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that
So you
was
didn't get that much use on that bit of it, but
Yeah.
right. So just go back to this then. So when you turn your gas on, press that button there. That releases gas into the pipe.
Yeah.
What you've also got is this one here, crash sensor. You can see this little label on the back. So that's the reset for your crash sensor. What it does is shut the gas off. You should always turn it off when you're travelling anyway.
Yeah.
But that is there to shut it down just in case you have left it on. If you have it in a crash, or even if you just go over a bit of a hump or a pothole, this little what it is a little ball bearing in there,
Yeah.
and that operates and blocks it.
Yeah.
Oh, did you just press it?
Yeah, to reset it, you just press that in there. You may want a
Okay.
pen or something just to push it in. But
Push it in,
you just
yeah.
hold it in for about 2 or 3 seconds, and that resets it. So if you've got trying to operate gas inside, there's nothing happening, just check you have obviously switched it on. Press that.
And just
press
push
that.
Will you hear it?
Yeah, you will hear the gas release here.
Yeah.
You'll hear that go into that, but you won't hear that one.
Okay.
But you'll know as soon as you turn anything on inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, then down here, you can see down there. So you've got your electric there. So before you had a battery locker, you want to put it in. Obviously that is how you connect your electric. Obviously very important that you do not drive off with that still attached. So that could be one thing definitely to remember. And then what you've also got there is your diesel.
The diesel part.
Yeah, which operates off the key for the ignition.
That's easy enough.
Okay. So obviously don't go that confused between the water filling and diesel filling. It doesn't taste so nice.
These ones don't have a pull-out step, do they?
No.
So you
No,
don't-
that's why it gets a step with it. Because it's actually a low cut down body.
Yeah, it's not worth
They
it.
don't get. Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
It's too low. That's they put it a bit lower so
Yeah.
it's easy to step in. But obviously they still provide the step similar to your caravan.
Yeah. I must
To
have
jump in.
about 5 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's it. Each new one.
They give one every caravan you get.
Yeah.
And these leads, I've got brand new ones of them, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Well, then you've got spare ones here.
Yeah.
Well, obviously this comes with a new lead as well. Right. Right.
Right,
You'd like
go on,
to step
Dad.
inside?
Yeah.
Put my slippers on for you.
The
Got a shade
carpets
there.
are down in this one.
Oh,
The carpets are down in this one.
yeah.
Every man who's had the carpets are still underneath brand new. 'Cause you don't
Oh yeah. A lot of some people use it, but a lot of people, they'll either like with mine are under the bed at home,
Yeah,
and I put other because we got dogs and
that's it. Well,
all the time they're running around and
We've got the dogs as well.
jumping, and that's it. The first thing they're going to make a mess of is your
Yeah.
carpets. Right. So when we come in,
Oh, yeah.
this is your main control panel.
Yeah.
So before, just trying to think on the Unicorn your age, might have had the switches here.
Yeah, it was.
So master switch for your 12 volts is that one there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that switches your
Volt
12 volts on. Water pump,
Yeah.
main lights master switch, dimmable light main master switch, so the ones above the lockers, the one above the bed, and then awning light.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just menu scroll. Well, I'll show you through there in a second. So if I wave my hand in front of it, it lights it up. So obviously after so many seconds it'll dull down again.
Dull down
If
again.
you obviously don't like light emitting in during the night, obviously that will shut down so it doesn't dazzle you and keep you awake.
Yeah.
Showing on there at the moment, that's your leisure battery level. This here, see there's 2 blocks, so that's
Yeah.
around about half full on your freshwater side. So that's your freshwater tank level. You can see there's a little W there, that's wastewater. So obviously it's empty at the moment, so there's no
Nothing
blocks
in
there. So normally, obviously, when that's empty,
That would be,
that'll be full.
That's good.
yeah.
Okay. Also showing This battery there, that's to say you're operating off the leisure battery. You can operate off the vehicle battery.
Yeah.
What you'll see, I'll show you when you select it, you'll see a little V in a battery instead of a little L.
Yeah.
You don't really want to be on that unless you're really desperate for power, your emergency, because otherwise if you've left it on that, drain the vehicle battery down,
You're knackered.
you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Especially if you're on a site with no electric, you are in trouble. Alright. So, little flash of electric, that's just, say you've got electric connected,
Yeah.
and obviously time. So if I scroll up or down, you can see it doesn't matter which way you go, you can go up or down, it just scrolls right round. So if I go down, so vehicle battery, it's telling you it's fair, so that's your voltage for your vehicle battery. Solar power, I don't think it's got solar power on this one, unless you've had it retrofitted. Select battery. So yeah, so it shouldn't have a solar panel, I don't think, on this model.
Is it worth putting on?
It all depends on how you use it, really. If you're going a lot off site, off the grid as such, it may be useful.
Yeah.
But it's up to you. A lot of caravans do come with them fitted now. If you're going to mainly sites with 240 connection, I wouldn't worry too much about it, to be quite honest. It might be you may be able to have it retrofitted to something like this, but it's if as I say, if you're going to sites with electric, I wouldn't worry too much about it, to be quite honest. All right. So select battery. As I said, you can select vehicle battery. You can see now it's got a little V there, but you don't really want to be on that. You want to be on the leisure side of it, so it says leisure selected.
That just being like if you was.
You'd have to be really desperate, really, to want to use that. But I just saying, be cautious. Just make sure when you do switch it on, just double check to make sure it's on the leisure, not in the vehicle.
And if say you were going a long journey and you had to pull in for the night, the leisure battery would still be a bit in it.
Yeah, I would still go for leisure. Yeah, leisure. If you imagine a caravan, when you had that leisure battery on the caravan, you weren't driving off, you weren't operating your caravan off the car. Yeah. If you know what I mean. Yeah.
So it would, if you pulled up for the night, you just use your leisure battery.
Yeah.
And then.
How long does that last for, the leisure battery?
It's
a few hours, or.
Yeah. It all depends on what you're doing. If you switch all the lights on, even though they're LEDs, it's still going to drain your battery down. It's difficult to say how good your battery is, how well charged it is. There's so many variables. It's difficult to say.
But there'd be some there.
Yeah.
It would get you enough to make a drink and that.
Oh God, yeah. You probably survive 24 hours as long as you're not putting too many lights on. If you're going away in the winter, obviously you're going to start using the lights earlier. In the summer, you can go near a whole day without actually operating too much. If you're using the heating again, obviously that needs 12 volts for the igniter on. You've got igniter on there. You've got your pump, which is 12 volts as well. So there's loads of different things. It's so variable. What stuff you're using. You can survive a day at least as long as you're careful.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't do that. Just maybe an overnight, like if you're stopping at, say you're packed in driving about 9 or something, and then you were going to start up again at
like in the morning.
You survive overnight easy.
That's alright, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, give it a quick wave again. Tank heater's off, so you can. What the tank heater's there for is to stop the tank freezing when you're using it. It's not there to protect the water system when you're in storage and it freezes. It's not there to protect that, because the rest of your pipe work can still freeze. Okay, so that's just there when you're in away in the colder months to protect your tanks. AC limit. So when you're on site, you plug in to electric. That bollard that you're plugging into is a limit of how much that electric they're going to give you, and if you overdo it, it will trip that bollard. What we've got here, so what this system can do, I can actually set it to a limit. So at the moment I've just set it to 5 amp. You see in the centre there, it's actually above that. So if you had your heating on electric, which is around about 2 kilowatts, it will actually shut the kilowatts down on your heating. So say you switch your kettle on, or if you've got electric kettle, you switch the kettle on, obviously that brings it above the limit that bollard's giving you.
So
it will actually shut the power down on your boiler. For that period of time, kettle clicks off, it will bring the power back up on the boiler. Obviously, if you go and switch a load of electrical stuff on all in one go, it's still probably likely to trip your bollard anyway. So with this, you can set low as 5 amp or as high as 16, which is the
16's the limit.
The usual round in this country is usually 16, depending on where you are. But,
I think it's just CLs.
Or you can just switch it off and just
CL sites, maybe 18.
And So some of those CL sites, they can be a bit lower, or some of these farm sites. Internal temperature, obvious, dimmer level. So with your app, you could actually dimmer level up and down on your app, or you can do it manually from this button here. So that's a select button. So it's an arrow pointing towards the screen, so that's your select button. You see dimmer level on the bottom there? It says 50% at the moment. You increase that all the way up to 100% if you wanted to. If I just press it again, it'll click it down to 5. You'll see the dimmable ones
yeah.
now
Yeah, you can write it.
dim right down.
That's alright, isn't it?
Yeah, so as I say, you can operate off the app if you wanted to on sliders. It just puts the level up and down.
Yeah. Nothing on.
Yeah, on off. Right, you can also with that app as well. You can actually do things like switching the lights on, the heating, and all that from remote as well. So as long as your van had a phone signal you're in the phone signal area, and your phone had a phone signal area, you can actually operate. Say from on top of the Recon up there. This could be a van on our site there. You could lights up and down. You can switch the only light on ready for when you get back to the van. You can turn the heating on.
I'm going to have the app, definitely.
So heating set, if you do decide to operate, so this, as I said, controls or can control the heating. At the moment it's on manual, so if I just press that at the moment, as you can see it says control manual.
Yeah.
If you decide to operate on the app or set a timer on here to control it, so you can set timer or app. So if you want to control it on the app, obviously this needs to be set to app. What that will do then is control this heating from here. Okay, or for it, obviously from your phone. Okay, well I'll leave that manual for now.
Yeah,
So you just go down that and exit. Oh, what you'll see when you do set either timer or app is a little clock symbol there. So that'll be an indication to say if you come into the van you want to work this manually, you won't be able to. You'll see if you see, just check to see if that little symbol's there. You can see, oh, I've left it on app. You can change it back.
Okay.
Okay. Leisure charging. We went through that. All we got is what it does. It jumps back to the start again in like system settings. With the system settings, you can change the clock. You can change the lightness. Oh, the brightness, not the brightness, the timing on how long that stays on. Also these LEDs, and also you can pair it via Bluetooth as well. So if you want to, you can use your app and sitting in here via Bluetooth, or you set it remotely. And you can talk to it via your phone remotely. Okay, and that's it. So that's the system it operates on.
That'll never happen.
No.
So just going back to the basics then. 12 volt master switch, obviously you switch it on, same as your caravan when you're using it. Water pump, obviously that noise, it sounds like a water pump now, it isn't, that's the compressor at the back of the shed. Master switch, so for the main lights, master switch for your dimmable lights, and also the awning light. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Happy with that bit?
Yeah.
Good. Right, so that's all the easy bits done. Right. What we've got, obviously, is your heating control next. So the boiler is actually sitting down here.
Yeah.
So it's just similar unit as your Aldi, but not quite as good. But this is the blown air instead of a circulation one. You see down there is your drain down valve.
Yeah.
So that's for your boiler and your rest of your water system. So same as your caravan, you lift the lever up, it drains it down. Obviously it's flat, it's closed.
Yeah.
Okay. So going back to the heating system now. On off button is that one there. Big button, press and hold until it switches it on. It is on at the moment. But this one is, you can't wave at this one to light it up. So I'll just press the return button just to light it up, because that will go dull after so many seconds as well. What's showing on there at the moment, in the centre, is showing clock, and it will alternate between that and the temperature you've set for the heating. Okay. So running across the top line now, that's to see what tells you what's operating. So the first thing you can see is the flame. That is not gas, that just denotes heating. They just do these things just to confuse things. But that is actually heating, so heating's operating. Next one along is water heating, which is set to eco at the moment. I'll explain it a bit more in a minute. Next one, this is the gas now. So gas and electric we're operating on at the moment. So it's got so that's what denotes gas, is the bottle rather than the flame. And what you've also got is the fan.
Yeah.
Okay, the fan only operates when it needs to. So when it needs to increase the temperature, the fan will operate. As you can hear, you can't hear because the tractor outside. The fan's not operating at the moment because it's at temperature.
Yeah.
If it drops below what was set, or you increase the temperature.
It's a bit similar to the one that was in the caravan,
it is, but this is blown air instead of your circulation one.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's also showing on here is this little plug. That's to denote you've got electric connected. It's not necessarily operating on electric at that point, but you've got it electric connected. So if that's not there, either you haven't plugged your electric in, or that bollard's tripped out there, or the little button that's on the consumer unit, which is just under this seat. See this orange button here?
Yeah.
That should look pretty... Oh no, you wouldn't. It'd be with the Aldi, you would have had a separate switch on the wall probably on that one. This one's set the same again. So if that's switched off, Right, that's now shouting at me saying that I'll switch the power off. Okay, if you can see in the centre on the heating screen now, shut that one up as well because that's to let me know. You've got a little warning triangle. That's because I'm trying to operate on electric, there's no electric available.
Yeah.
Also, there's no little plug on the side here.
So that
Yeah. So if I press that on there now, little plug appears. It'll just take a few seconds for it to reset, and that little triangle to disappear.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're trying to operate on electric and there's no electric available, there we go, it's disappeared.
That won't work.
So just check to see if that little plug's there. If the little plug's there, or it isn't there, obviously check that. Check your bollard. Check you have plugged in.
Yeah.
Okay. To change anything, press the big button. It lights up the second line now. So the first one flashing. So anything that's flashing. So if I put it to that, that's flashing. I can change them on this second line. If any of these flashing, that's the one I'm going to click on to change. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I click on this one now, so the first one you come to is thermostat. Click on that. You can do a maximum of 30 degrees if you want to. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just going to click it on 30 degrees. Not that I want it that hot, but if I click on it to confirm it, I'll go back on the main screen now. You can see it's now, that's what the setting is.
Yeah.
You can see the top left now, that flame is flashing. The reason that's flashing is the heating hasn't achieved that temperature yet.
Yeah.
So when it achieves that temperature, so if I just reduce it back down to what I had it on, say 16 near the fan.
It'll stop flashing.
Yeah, so I click on that now. It should recognise that we were up to that temperature, and then that flame will stop flashing. There we go.
Yeah.
I click on the next one, so water heating. Click on that. So it's either water heating off, you can obviously switch heating off as well, which I didn't show you. Eco, which is around about 40 degrees, hot, around about 60 degrees, or boost. Okay, if I just put it on hot again, you'll see that that should start flashing as well. You see it's changed on the top line, it says hot now instead of eco.
Yeah.
Okay, so again that's starting to flash now because water heating hasn't achieved temperature yet.
Yeah.
So what's
Okay.
it best to keep that one on then?
It's up to you really. Eco's usually pretty good.
Yeah.
But if you decided you want to, say, use the shower on board, you may want to operate on boost. What boost will do is, one, it'll shut the fan down on the heating, so you won't be able to operate both at the same time, because it is one unit sitting in the corner, same as your Aldi.
Yeah.
What that will do, as I said, shut the fan down, it will concentrate all the heat on the boiler then, for a period of roughly 30 minutes, so it goes through 2 cycles.
Yeah.
So if you were going to use a shower, put that on at least half an hour before, so it superheats, but it increases the temperature in that boiler to a higher temperature. You're still limited to how much hot water you've got for a shower. You've still only got 10 litres, and if you imagine as soon as you start drawing hot water off it, cold water starts topping it up. So by the time you get down to half a tank of hot water, it's not really hot. It's got half a tank of cold water in there then. Okay, so the boost will help, and what it will do after that couple of cycles, it will allow the heat to come back on again, so it will allow the fan to come on. Okay. Next one we got is your energy, so click on that one. So we've got options of gas on its own. You see the top line change. So we've got bottle on its own. Mix 1, so that's electric and gas. Mix 2, electric and gas. I'll explain that in a second. Electric 1, electric 2. Okay, so what you've got is electric 1 is round about 1 kilowatt. It is slightly less. It's around about 900 watts actually, but if you imagine 1 kilo or one flash of light and one electric 1 kilowatt. 2 kilowatts. Okay. Where you've got mix 1, mix 2, that's gas and 1 electric, so 1 kilowatt, and gas and 2 is 2 kilowatt. Okay, so obviously it's higher energy if you've got everything all switched on. So if you compare that now, so say 2 kilowatt, I've just set it to 2 kilowatt now.
Yeah.
That's probably efficient enough in the summer, because more than likely you're just going to need hot water rather than room temperature.
Yeah.
And it will give you some room temperature as well, but obviously it's warm anyway, so it doesn't really need it too much. If you can compare that into the winter, 2 kilowatts is not a huge amount of energy.
No.
So you will really definitely struggle to get 30 degrees on it for a start. So if you imagine, you compare that at home now, you've got a 2 litre kettle, that's probably 2 kilowatts.
Yeah.
That's only trying to heat up, as you say, 2 litres of water. It's not trying to heat the kitchen as well.
No.
Right? 2 kilowatts on here, it's got trying to heat up 10 litres of water and this room.
Yeah.
So 2 kilowatts is going to struggle in the winter. So that's where you may want the mix side of it. So what it will do, obviously it'd be a quicker warm up for a start. So on a mix, it will be a quicker warm up. And what it will do is use both energies, gets up to temperature, and then it'll shut the gas off. When it reaches temperature, it shuts the gas off, but it's prioritised to electric. Then it'll tick over on that quite nicely until someone leaves the door wide open like I have. Temperature drops, gas will kick back in, or use all your water or all your hot water, and the gas will kick back in again extra energy to get up to temperature.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. And the last one we got on that top line is your fan. So the fan will only operate when obviously the temperature is cold and you set a higher temperature.
Yeah.
So you've got options of eco, high. There's a boost function as well. You can see that now. It's not allowing me the boost function.
No.
The reason for that is that obviously the temperature is pretty close to what I've already set, so it doesn't really think, well, I don't want to boost it.
No.
Because it's a waste of time because I'm already at that temperature. If I'm going to increase it by 10 degrees, so say I want to increase it up to say 30 degrees, it may allow me now to do the boost. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so the boost is there. Obviously you confirm it by clicking it. I won't do that now because it'll just be blasting loads of air out at us. Okay, so the fan's only going to come on when it needs, as I say, when it needs it. So if I just want to boost it by, say, I want to increase the temperature by 2 degrees, it's probably not going to come on anyway. So the temperature needs to drop a little bit before it wants to come back on again.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So it probably will come on in a second. Right, you can also change the temperature. Once you've set it on that other menu, the other screen, you can see it's flashing in between the time and temperature again.
Yeah.
I can just turn that, and it will. You can turn it and change the temperature from there as well.
Turn it down as well.
Yeah, so click it on there. So you don't need to go. You don't need to go into that one there. Once you've set it, you can just go on the main screen. Just click on there and just turn it.
Okay.
All right. Happy with that bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. There is other further things. So timer. So you have got a timer that can control it from up here anyway, or on your app. It has got its own timer as well. Set the clock is that one there, and you've also got a further menu, which you can alter things. You don't really need to, but there's certain things you can set on there as well, like change it from centigrade to Fahrenheit, or what's the other one? Set 24-hour clock or 12-hour clock. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy with that bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, not too much yet.
Yeah.
Or not. Yeah. Right. So if you remember outside the drain downs, so just going back to that, these are the two controls here. So as it says, fresh water. So if you want to drain your fresh water tank down, that you just switch that down, and that will start. That opens a valve and it drains down. Same with the waste one. So when you want to fill it, obviously you need to close it. So in this position up, so it's just like a light switch. So you just, as long as that's pressed up like that, that's closed. Yeah, you'll notice because as soon as you put water in, you'll be dropping on your feet. Anyway, so you'd have to run in here, shut it.
In the caravan, I used to run in there.
Yeah, that's it. Have you switched it? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's always the same. You've drained it down previously. Obviously, you're going to be the same there. But if you see water, you can see it from that side when you're filling it up. But it's that one you can't see. And it's like, oh, where's the water coming out from underneath? You can see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Right, just come back to the consuming unit then. So we'll just do a bit more on that one. So this should look pretty similar as in 240 trips.
Yeah.
They shouldn't look any different. They've slightly changed the 12 volt fuses now, even though they're still the same type blade fuse.
Yeah.
You see there's a little green light, that's next to the charger fuse. So if I just switch the charger off, that's a bit, well, she's shouting at me now because I've got lower voltage. So you see there's little green lights disappeared. So on your Bailey, you wouldn't have had a charger button. As soon as you plug electric in it, it would have started charging your battery anyway. There's a charge unit there. But this one, you just have to, you can leave that switched on if you really wanted to. You don't need to switch it on and off. But that's what that is. The green light is just to say that's the charger fuse is okay.
Yeah.
Alongside all these other fuses is a red LED. If that lights up, that's to say the fuse is gone.
Yeah.
So it gives an indication of which fuse is gone. Before you'd be pulling out, so is that one gone? We'll pull that one out.
That's good.
Now it indicates it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've also got a reverse polarity light. So if you've ever been on the continent, you plug your electric in, you come and have a look, see if that's lit. If it is lit, the likelihood is that they've wired things slightly different than what we have, so you need an adapter to operate it from. Okay. Or if you use a generator, then that will light up as well.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
What you've also got, system shutdown button. So on your leisure side of it, obviously if you leave things switched on, you can drain your leisure battery down. Same as your caravan, that obviously can drain down over a period of time. So when you're in storage, you can switch that off there, and that'll protect the leisure battery.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you have also got one on the vehicle, which is actually on the ignition key, on the ignition socket, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'll show you that in a second. But you can also isolate the vehicle battery as well, which is quite useful because obviously it's not like a car you're using it every day.
No.
So a battery can slowly drain and flat it. Once it's flat, sometimes it can kill it if it's left flat for a period of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Same as if you leave your van off the road.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But obviously this is not going to be moving as much as your car, so you're just going to keep an eye on that. If you isolate it, the The only awkward thing is that you have to reset the dashboard, but
Yeah.
it's not too bad to do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. I'm just trying to think anything else. Obviously your fridge, that probably pretty similar. I would have thought.